Hello everyone, so today we have spoiler predictions for the Rise of Skywalker. We're the Lords of the Sith. My name is Denise and I'm here with Mary.
Hey guys, cover your ears if you don't like spoilers.
We're really gonna discuss the leaks and all the material that we've had so far and make some predictions and speculate based on what we have. So let's start with the big thing. Does Kylo live? So according to the leaks, something important, always emotion, the leaks are. So there has been an update and he no longer falls in the pit, never to be seen again, which we knew was bullshit. We said it, right? But now, apparently, he dies saving Rey, and that's kind of believable because it would be a poignant, meaningful death. So what do you think, Mary?
I absolutely hate it. I mean, okay, it's great that he does save the woman he loves as his full redemption, but at the same time there's two big, red flags for me, which I don't like. Number one, it's too reminiscent of Vader's redemption in Return of the Jedi. People will be like, oh, JJ copied Return of the Jedi like he copied A New Hope. He can't do anything original. So, yeah, I don't like it because of that. But the main reason I don't like it is because, well, I think Kylo needs to live. It pretty much shows that, you can't make up for the things you did wrong. You can't try and start over and live your life. It just, it says, oh, you have to die in order to be fully redeemed. I think that's a horrible message to send. So yeah, I'm allergic to that ending. I hope it doesn't happen.
But again, we don't know if the leaks are true, right? Always in motion, the leaks are. Because up until yesterday, of course, Kylo was going to fall in the pit. And if you guys said no, you're delusional, and now everything changed. And about the leaks, I noticed that there were some warnings for some theaters in Europe about some scary scenes, and these scary scenes are in the new leaks. So I'm not sure if it's somebody actually watching and who would have seen the movie, or if he's just making up based, or whoever is giving him information is making up based on this new information. So I wouldn't believe the leaks. I think it's believable that maybe Kylo would like, but I doubt Disney would be so bold as to kill the Skywalker saga. Like, really? I wouldn't lose my 4 billion like that, but yeah, who knows?
Kylo is a big money-making machine for them. If they kill him off, what a bad business move on their part.
Exactly. And I've read some recent interviews that were talking about this movie in a way that it was made kind of like a group project, and they were so they really took in consideration what fans wanted this time, right? Because there were some problems before, like even with The Force Awakens. And we know that most people want Ben to leave. So, it would be very bold. But one reason that I don't think he dies is because the track, we also had the soundtrack that was released. It's so beautiful with the titles, right? So the track where he dies, it's number 22 and it's called Farewell. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful track. I think all these tracks, they made me cry. I had no clue what's happening, but I wanted to cry because the music makes you cry. But the track, it ends in triumphant and happy, and it is kind of melancholic, but it has a triumphant ending. And if you don't know anything about music, don't know anything about Star Wars score, what I suggest for you to see is just go on YouTube and look for
Peace and Purpose.
Peace and Purpose, which is when Luke died. Okay, listen to Peace and Purpose. Luke dying. Luke is not a terrible thing to die because he's the mentor dying, right? And there was something cool about him reuniting with the Force. But listen to Peace and Purpose, then go back and listen to Farewell. And see if Farewell is half as sad as Peace and Purpose. It's not. It's a different mood. Unless John Williams is an auntie, like, yoo-hoo, Kylo is dying. I don't know. But it doesn't sound like there's a death there. What do you think? Did you listen to the track?
I did, but at that point, I'm sorry, I'm kind of the Debbie Downer of the duo. I think at the time I was a little bit messed up, shall we say. Like, I was already crying because of the leaks. Like, I don't want Kylo to die and Rey to be alone. So
But Mary, the leaks change. The leaks change all the time. Like, he said, no, of course he died. Oh, there is no Reylos. Quack, quack, quack. And now, according to the new leaks, there is a Reylo kiss, right?
A fanfic Reylo kiss.
Yeah, because he thinks that's what it is. But you see, so it's changing. And I think the leaks come from marketing. That's what, if you notice the leaks, and if you have been following the leaks, when Jedi Praxis, he mentioned something, 1 week, 2 weeks later, we would see something similar in marketing coming out. So I think these leaks are coming from marketing, and marketing doesn't know the ending. And also something else that you might notice is that the story that I think the leaks are mostly true because it's a really cool plot, actually, right? It makes sense, it's cool, things go out together, but in the end it's kind of weird. So I think they're missing the ending.
I hope so.
Yeah?
I hope so. I think was it Kevin Smith who said, you know, like, he wanted to see this particular set, and JJ said no, that's for the ending of the movie, so he wasn't allowed to go. So they've I think they've clearly kept the ending under wraps.
Yes, exactly. So it's been under wraps, yeah. So, yeah, and again, remember, these leaks, they've been changing and changing. Of course, when the movie comes out, it's going to be completely correct because it changes all the time, and we're going to have real leaks dropping in very soon, which I'm going to avoid. I'm going to be out of social media. Okay, so the second point that we are wondering, will there be Reylo in this movie? What do you think?
Oh, hell yeah. Of course. Even JJ said, he outright said at the Japanese press tour today, it's romantic. He said it in big capital letters for people, it's romantic. What could that be? It's not going to be I don't think it'll be Finn and Poe. That's been debunked. I'm sorry, Storm Pilot shippers. It's not going to be Poe and Hux, even though I would personally love that. And Finn and Rose are the better couple, so who can it be?
Yes. So, and it's not only that. I saw an interview with Adam Driver, and the guy was like, so what do you think about this little weird nooks in the fandom
I saw that too.
Fiction, imagination. What do you think of that? The guy was trying to be respectful, okay, but he was coming from the premise that it's all crazy fan fiction. And then Adam Driver was like, well, there is this visual, I'm paraphrasing, visual element that's very satisfying. Well, basically he's saying Kylo is hot, right? Which I agree. So there is this visual element. It's not him, it's the movie. There's this visual element that's very satisfying, but nobody would care about it if it wasn't for the characters, for the themes of the story. So basically what he replied, if people are getting excited about Reylo, it's because it's in the themes of the movie. And that was such a beautiful answer. It was not spoilery in the way he phrased it, and it was just wow. And I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, it was lovely to hear him talk about it. I had the biggest smile on my face.
Yes, and defending in a way that's exactly what we've been saying for 4 years. Like, no, this is part of Star Wars. Like, you don't know anything about Star Wars. Like, no, we know Star Wars, and that's why it makes so much sense. It's in the genesis of it. It's so space opera and everything, and he says it in a way that's super clear. And another reason to believe that it's happening is because Disney and Lucasfilm have been pushing so much, the hashtags, everything. We had already two videos talking about the marketing. And why do we talk so much about marketing on the lead up to the movie? Because you can learn a lot about the movie based on what they're telling you. The Force Awakens was a little strange, but even then they were telling some things. Like we had Rey and Kylo in the poster, right, in The Force Awakens. So, and they wouldn't be pushing. Some people are saying, oh, maybe they're baiting the Reylos to go to the movies. And I even wrote on Twitter, all the Reylos I know have already bought their tickets. They don't want to bait the Reylos. This is to prepare the general audience. And there's something else, for the opening weekend. Usually, movie companies, they want to score big on the opening weekend, because if people don't like it and it doesn't do so well, they still make it. But if they want a really big box office, they need the people who will go on the opening weekend not to dislike it, right? So they don't want to disappoint people. It wouldn't make any sense. So they're pumping up Reylo not to disappoint us, but to prepare people. So it's definitely happening.
I mean, they've been pumping up Reylo since Celebration, really. I mean, you were there,
Yes.
and Lee even said that, you know, the like all the posters and stuff were very Reylo-tastic.
Yes.
And can you elaborate on that a bit more?
Well, it was just Rey and Kylo. Well, it's a little bit like we see now. It's Rey and Kylo and everything. And in a way, like, of course, they put... and I think, yeah, it was a lot of Rey and Kylo on the posters. And the things that, like, you know, there are the tables and the, like, there are images that go on beneath it. It's Rey and Kylo. It's a lot like they're marketing it now. It's Rey and Kylo dueling, right? And people are like, oh, they only show them fighting, but it's them, right? It's them together. And if you look at the trailers, there are scenes that convey traditional romantic stuff. And I want to comment also about the tracks. And track 13 is called Final Saber Duel. It's 13 out of 22. It's not the full soundtrack, but you can see that it's kind of like halfway the movie. And I believe Final Saber Duel means the final between them two, right? Which means that they're gonna kind of find something. And track 19 is called Coming Together, which I think is maybe when they decide to come together to fight Palpatine or something, but it reminds me of the Beatles song, which has a double meaning, right? Do you know the song, Mary? Come Together?
Yes.
Come together. Right. So, coming together, right? I don't have any illusion that they're going to hint at them coming together. I would love to. You know, like, I'm not saying, I know they would never show, but they could hint at it. I don't think they're going to hint at it, but there's a song called Coming Together, and we should celebrate.
I don't know. Disney have hinted at it before. I mean,
Yes.
look at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. But well, maybe. We don't know, right? We don't know. Maybe they're going to come together. Okay. So... there's something happening there, and I think it's gonna be really cool. And I think it's really cool that it's this angsty stuff that they're going to solve. And at the end of the day, we're gonna see some awesome scenes with beautiful images, awesome music. I think it's gonna be really cool.
Do you think that track might come on? I mean, I don't know how many of our listeners have seen this, but about I think it was a month ago, maybe a little bit more, but there were images had leaked. Official images had leaked of Rey holding a blue lightsaber and Kylo holding a blue lightsaber, and they were standing together. So I'm wondering if
Yeah,
could be.
It could be. Yeah. It's not as exciting as what I was imagining. I'm just kidding. No, but it's something with them, I think. I really think the soundtrack sounds very Reylo-centric, except for the beginning. In the beginning, there's a track that's called We Go Together. There's a song as well. We Go Together. Like, I'm pretty sure they were based on it. And I think that's more about the resistance and everything, which I think it's going to be super cool and cute.
Maybe because it's the For Your Consideration score where sometimes the titles are changed.
Yes.
Maybe they deliberately name them after the Beatles songs.
Yes. But yeah, come together. I'm just like, come together, baby. They're gonna come together. I like that. And yeah, so those are this is the evidence we have. And if you believe in these stupid leaks, even the leaks now, but I think they're making up that stuff. And they saw like all the posters and they said, okay, there is a Reylo kiss. But yeah. Okay, so moving on. What about Rey? Do you think Rey's a Palpatine, like the leaks say?
You know what? I'm fine if she is, and I'm fine if she isn't. You know, it would be pretty cool to explain her force powers. Mm-hmm. And we've said in previous videos, in Legends, Palpatine did have a few kids through various mistresses. So I'd be okay if that happened. Or, I mean, I'm trying to think of how Palpatine could link to, like drunken parents. left on the planet. So I don't know. Maybe they were responsible. Maybe they found him or something, like maybe they found his like broken body on Endor in the remains of the Death Star or something. Oh, that might be a bit too far-fetched, but I don't know. I mean, maybe Richard E. Grant said there was a big character twist, so maybe Rey is responsible for killing her own parents.
Yeah,
and Palpatine exploits that.
That would be cool, but so. There's a track called Parents, and it's track number 18, right after number 17, Approaching the Throne. So whatever her parentage is, I think the reveal is going to be in front of Palpatine. Like you said, maybe Palpatine is going to explore that. I don't think she's a Palpatine. I wouldn't mind if she is. I think it's kind of cool. But the reason I don't think it is that, if you notice, the marketing has been shutting out. If they're going to do some cool parentage reveal now, why are they insisting, no, you don't have to be related to someone? They're like shutting down the speculation about her parentage. And why wouldn't they ramp up the expectations? Oh, maybe, so I don't think, and also I don't find that there is a huge... in the plot that we have in the leaks, which could be wrong, it's still not complete, okay? But I don't find that there is a huge payoff for it. However, the third act is a little messy in those leaks, so we don't know. But if the leaks are kind of go the way, if the story kind of goes the way the leaks are, I don't see, how her being a Palpatine affects the story. And
no,
to see, so
well, I think it's more of like an explanation to tie her powers and give her a connection to the villain. So I think maybe that could be it. But Daisy really has been insistent that Rey's powers do not come from a man. Yeah. So I think that's the Rey Palpatine theory thrown out the window right there.
I think so too. Yeah, they've been so insistent, and Daisy really, especially, she's been so insistent. So it doesn't sound like someone who's gonna have a cool parentage reveal for me, right? So
yeah, but you know what? It's funny. I used to be dead set against Rey Palpatine, and then when it was revealed that Palpatine was actually in the movie, I was like, oh yeah, you know what? That would make sense. But regardless, and again, I think it would really, really bring some depth into Rey's character if she found out that she killed her parents, or maybe she does know and she's just been repressing it. Yeah, and that would mess her up.
That would be cool, but she doesn't need to be Palpatine for that, right?
No, absolutely not.
But that I definitely think that maybe Palpatine has something to do with her parents. I don't know. There's this whole plot that's in the leaks that I find it's a little bit. I'm not sure I trust it, but we'll learn, right? Something. And also, I find that there was some talk about that it needed some resolution, as they said, no, it was resolved in TLJ, but I find that for her as a character, and we mentioned it, right, it was lacking some resolution for her, either accepting, forgiving, or just being angry about it and, confronting it. And I'm glad that it looks like we're gonna have it, this confrontation with it. And I think it's gonna be cool.
I think it'll be awesome if Kylo comforts her as well. Mm-hmm. And here's my other thing. I mean, I know in the leaks it says Darkrai is a vision that Kylo confronts, and it certainly looks that way in the trailer.
Not Kylo. It says that Rey confronts. That's what it says in the leaks.
No, the Darkrai vision.
The Darkrai, it says Rey confronts the vision.
Oh, does it? Yeah. Oh, I can't remember.
But they've been changing, okay? They change every day. We never know what's the latest installment.
I can't keep up.
always in motion, the leaks are.
But yeah, I mean, maybe it could be like similar to Jannah Solo. I mean, when Anakin Solo died in Legends, Jannah turned to the dark side, very briefly, and this could be it here. I mean, maybe when she finds out that she killed her parents, she kind of goes off the rails a bit and turns to the dark side, and Kylo is the one to bring her back. That would be awesome.
That would be cool. That would be very cool. I do believe I can see that it's something important, because I can see that there is something a little off with her in the trailers. She's a little excessively angry, and yeah.
Her cheekbones, Daisy Ridley has so much contour on there. Like, I could cut my hand on her cheekbones.
Yeah. So there is something going on there, right?
And here's what I thought. Maybe she builds her own lightsaber, the double-ended one, and it turns blue when she comes back to the light. And then in that picture with her and Ben standing together, Ben is holding the legacy saber.
That's a good theory, but I don't think she's gonna have time to build a new lightsaber in the brief turn to the dark side. It would be really cool. I like your theory.
I don't think they need an explanation to where they got that she got that lightsaber. I mean, for all we know, it could be like Darth Maul's old like a Darth Maul's lightsaber or something, or just somewhere else.
Yeah, but when would she have time to build a lightsaber?
I don't think it needs to be.
I don't know. I think I would want to see it in the movie, but yeah, we still have to see. There would be like 2 lightsabers. How that's gonna work, if there are 2? We don't know. We don't know all this stuff that's leaks. We never know if it's true. We can only know in the movie. But for example, the soundtrack, that we know is partially true, right? Because it also changes a little bit. But what we heard. We can't change that. And what we saw in the marketing, we can't change that either. But yeah, let's see what's happening. So speaking of what we saw a picture of Tatooine, the director of photography in a place that's called.
Yeah.
It is Tatooine. I saw some people on Reddit, Star Wars leaks comparing. Yeah, it is. And according to the leaks, Rey ends up in Tatooine, not alone, but with 2 droids. Yay!
Yay! 2 droids.
She found her family. Come on. No, just kidding.
Wasn't it the Resistance first, and then with the droids? Like, it changed?
Well, yeah, of course. They change every day. No, they keep changing. I'm saying in the latest thing, she goes with the droids. But I think it makes sense to kind of go to Tatooine for something. Maybe she goes there to do something, or not even her. Maybe there is some kind of Tatooine there. I don't think just because we're seeing Tatooine, it means that she's going to end up there alone. It's not a fitting ending.
No, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it right now. If the leaks are true and Rey ends up alone, I will swear off Star Wars forever. It's a horrible ending. If it is true, J.J. Abrams, what in the world did you think that this was a good ending for our heroine?
But
he made her start her journey off alone, with no one, surviving every day on a desert planet, waiting for her parents who abandoned her, and wanting to find her, her belonging in life. Maz even said the belonging you seek is not behind you, it is ahead.
Yeah.
And, Daisy Ridley and J.J. Abrams have gone out of their way to say that Rey is lonely, even surrounded by her Resistance friends. People think they know me, they don't, but I do. Kylo is the only one that knows her. And the ending of the first movie heroine in Star Wars is her boyfriend is dead, her Resistance friends, even though they don't understand her, they're still her friends. Yeah. They're nowhere to be seen. She ends up on basically a graveyard as her new home, which is another desert planet, all alone. But are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I don't
That is a worst ending ever. No. And it also... Sorry, I know I've got to rant about this. I'm sorry, it's all coming out. But that also shows that, there's been a backlash against heroines redeeming the sexy male villain in Western stories at the moment. That reinforces that horrible message. Male villains, it's fine to go out and redeem the sexy villainess in the catsuit, and they can go and get married and live happily ever after and have 10 babies. But no, not the sweet heroine. She can't redeem the villain into a good man and settle down with him. Oh no, she must remain single and alone, because otherwise it damages her strong, independent agenda. What a load of bullshit.
But we don't know. Okay, you can rant. Okay, you can rant after the movie because see, why suffer for something that you don't know? A long time ago I learned that suffering in advance is useless because sometimes what you think is gonna happen doesn't happen, meaning that you suffered in vain, or sometimes it does happen and you're really gonna suffer and you could have not suffered before.
You know what? If it turns out that Rey and Kylo get their happily ever after, which they need. I will fight. I don't care. It would have been worth it.
But you have suffered in vain. We don't know. I think it makes sense that maybe they're going to go there for some nostalgia. Yeah, JJ is big on nostalgia. But I don't think that's going to be somebody's new home. It doesn't...
I would like it if, because there's been confirmed that there's Force flashes when they fight. I mean, you can even see it on the Rise of Skywalker... art book. Maybe they briefly go to Tatooine when they're fighting.
Yes, that would be cool. That's a possibility. That definitely, it kind of makes sense to go there, and maybe even in the end go there to do something. Like in the leaks, in the recent leaks, most recent, I don't know. It's not that she desecrates the sabers and makes her own, which was ridiculous, right? Thank you. Now they're thinking, oh, this is ridiculous. She just goes there to bury the sabers and kind of to pay her respects to the
Skywalkers.
Yeah, to Luke, I guess.
And another thing, the leak said that she takes on the name Skywalker because she saw Luke and Leia as her parents, I think. Oh, come on. Like, she and Luke did not get on. It was Han Solo that she wanted as her dad, not Luke.
I agree.
And also... we don't know what the relationship is going to be like in The Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker, but, they certainly didn't have a mother and daughter relationship, no way.
With Leia? Oh, I would Leia. Say yes, because at least it was meant to be, because according to JJ, when they come and hug, they say she hugs her like a daughter. And then at the end, at the end of TLJ, how does it end? Right? She ends with them together. It's them together. So I do agree. But then her parents, quote unquote, parents are
Solos.
It's Han and Leia that are her symbolic parents in a way, right? Because they're so it's not but like I said, you see, the most stupid details of the leaks, even the leakers no longer claiming, like Kylo falling down the pit and never to be seen again. Even that is not so. Wait until the movie, right? Before coming to any conclusion. And like I said, you see Kathleen Kennedy, they did it with a lot of people. There are lots of cool things that people want to see, like I actually think that in the leaks, they say that Kylo fights the Knights of Ren, and I think that is true because they must have said people loved the fight against the Praetorian Guards, and people love the Knights of Ren. So let's put Kylo against all the Knights of Ren. Ta-da! And I'm gonna love it.
Yeah. I mean, so it'll be so good.
Yeah, and people wanted to see Darkrai, and now we're gonna see. You see, so I don't think, I mean, we cannot be sure, but we don't know, right? We don't know. So I think that's pretty it for Rey, right? I mean, I don't see why stress with something that, like I said, the new leaks, they come and they seem to come from the warnings in German. I think it's German. No, I forgot where. Warnings, and they describe some scary scenes that are in the new Swedish, exactly. So it looks like they read that and let's adapt it. So maybe not. You see, I'm not saying it's the Jedi praxis. I don't know who's. You see, that's the problem with leaks. You have to trust some random dude you don't know. Somebody's words. I don't know, but I think a lot of it at the beginning is true. Like I said, I think it comes from marketing, and that's why they have the beginning kind of makes sense. So let's talk about the rest of the people. So what do you think about Finn?
I'm not too sure. Can I just say I'm not too sure about Finn. I mean, I don't know whether you've noticed, but when the cast saw the movie, Richard E. Grant was so excited. You know, like it was hard not to be excited when he posted that video.
Yes, oh
and
my
so
God.
was Jonas. Oh God, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his name. The actor who played Chewbacca.
Yeah.
He was excited too. But John is very active on social media, and there's not a peep from him. I'm just like,
It's true.
what happened?
But he's he's happy about it. There was his interview Hypeable that he's happy about the Rise of Skywalker because it's not like
good.
The Last Jedi. And
that was a bit.
Yeah, I thought it was. I agree that there are things to say about his arc in The Last Jedi, but
yes,
I mean,
there is a time and a place, isn't there, Denise?
yeah, I mentioned to you, I remembered Megan Fox, who said something about Michael Bay. I forgot what she said, and it was totally true, and I think every single human being in the world agrees with her, but look what happened to her. So, but yeah, with John Boyega, it's something a little off topic, but I've been getting a bad vibe from him because he acknowledges all his coworkers except Kelly Marie Tran. He never has interviews with her. In that interview, he was like, "Oh, I didn't like TLJ because I wasn't with my friends." And he could have said, "Yeah, Kelly is great," but you know, so I haven't. It was an actor that I thought was very charismatic, and I used to like, and I don't know. I can't really stand behind this thing. I don't know, he doesn't need to be Rose's greatest champion or Kelly Marie Tran, but just a little bit of professionalism and support. And like he posts pictures with everybody, but then crops her out. And even in the romantic picture that they had for people, he's looking the other way. And it colors for me a little bit the perception of Finn. And so I don't care much about Finn anymore. I'm sorry.
Aww.
But Finn is a great character, right? Because he's that innocence. He has that innocence, and he's the one that's like finding himself. So what I think is going to happen, he's going to find himself, and and he's going to have a role leading the resistance attack. So it's going to be cool. And I also think Finn and Rose is happening. I was like, it has to happen, it has to happen. Now I don't even want it. But because of the trailer, there's that shot of Rose and the way she looks at somebody who's leaving, it looks very romantic.
It's got to be Finn.
Yeah.
It's got to be Finn.
Well, maybe, we don't know. You see, it's not. I was going to say, with all the, she's doing interviews with Jana.
They're a lesbian, they're a lesbian couple.
Yeah, it's going to be Rana. Rana is the duo, guys. Rana is the duo. But that shot can...
Rana.
Yeah, that shot can be her looking at Jana because it looks like it's early in the movie. So, yeah, it's going to be Rose and Finn, but we can all go home and imagine in reality it's just Rana.
Rana and Star Pilot.
Rana for the win, guys. And
yeah, but I think it's going to be more. I hope Jana, oh goodness me, Jana is Finn's sister.
Yes.
I would really like that. I would really like that.
Well,
because we've all speculated, and there was that line in The Force Awakens where he said he was taking from a family I never knew, and that was never explored in The Last Jedi. And if she is his sister, it's nice that it's being explored here.
Yes.
So Finn has found his belonging with the Resistance, with Rose, with Poe, and hopefully his sister Jana.
Yeah, I think maybe she's not his sister, but maybe she has answers about his past, and that's something JJ said, that we're going to also find out about Finn's past, which is something that is super interesting, and I'm really glad that they're going to explore that. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, me too. Absolutely.
And speaking of Jana, do you think she's Lando's daughter?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But
I wouldn't have minded it. I thought about it initially, and I agreed with it. But now, as we're so close to the movie, I don't think so. I think it's more likely she's either Finn's sister or, like you said, she knows something about him.
Yeah. It's gonna be cool, and they look really sweet. Like their friendship, I think it's gonna be super lovely in the movie. It's just that I wish they didn't have to push Kelly Mary Tran away and Rose. It just upsets me because it wasn't that many people who hated her. The people who disliked her, they say that they disliked the writing. So I don't think there was reason to push her away like that.
No, the marketing has done her real dirty, real dirty. And yet she's so she's not said a bad word about it at all. She's so professional.
Oh my God, she's a Jedi. She smiles, and there's that interview with her, John Boyega, and Naomi, and he's flinching away from her, and she's smiling like nothing happened. Oh my God, I think she's ascended. She's a freaking Jedi. Yeah, no, I think but you see, that's being professional, because like her career next year, that depends on how she does. You can go home and push I don't know, punch some pillows, but when it's time to smile and stuff, she's being.
I hope she goes far. She's an incredible actress.
Yeah, she's so charismatic, and she's beautiful too.
Oh, absolutely.
And she's short. I'm just kidding.
So am I.
Power to short people. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I feel.
I'm too short for my dream job.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, but Leia is short and she's cool, and Rose is short and she's cool too, and I think she's gonna be cool. Like I said, some people didn't like her, but a lot of people who didn't like her, except with some exceptions that don't like anything and they don't matter, they said, it was the writing that I didn't like. Okay, so, and like for example, my son watched it and he was like, who do you like? And he was like, I like that girl, and he mentioned her, he liked her because she's like with the animals and stuff, so it's a little sad. But that's just not so much there. But I think hopefully everything's gonna be okay. And if John Boyega is really avoiding her, I hope. I don't know. Never mind. I think karma hates you. So yeah.
Oh, karma. So what about Poe?
Poe, did you see Poe in that scene with Rey coming at her like a chicken?
It was great. Like, what did he say? What did she say? How did it go? And he puts his hands on his hips and he's went very, very badly. And I was like, whoa, Poe, calm down, man. What are you doing?
I loved it because I told you guys that I didn't think there would be any conflict or any bickering between Rey.
There is.
Yeah, I was wrong, you see. Yeah. But the reason I thought there wouldn't be is because Poe is super hot and you were gonna ship him with everybody. And I think if JJ put them together, people would kind of ship Poe and Rey. But Oscar is a freaking good actor.
People already shipped them,
and he's doing like his body language is not a body language that it doesn't look like it doesn't look romantic. So they pulled it off, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It doesn't remind me. Well, I know it's just like one scene. I think we'll have to wait for the movie to see the whole thing. But it does remind me of Mulder and Scully. You can feel like the sexual tension like radiate off them in the early days of the X-Files. I don't see that with Poe. Mm-hmm. He's like he's aggressive and in her face, and she just asked a simple question. I think it would be different if they were trying to abrogate her, but abrogate each other. Like Mulder and Scully do, but not here. But
even in The Last Jedi, him with Holdo, there was a little bit of. It looked like they were flirting, like there was some flirtiness.
Oh, she was into him. She was.
Yeah,
into him.
You put them together, and there was this, I don't know, chemistry, right? So, but I think he's doing it on purpose because he's very good so that it doesn't come off as flirty.
Yeah, and this is my theory. I personally think that they added Zuri Bliss in as a love interest for Poe to, temper that down. Because JJ even filmed the meeting with Poe and Rey for The Force Awakens. It was there in the novelization, and I think it was confirmed to be in the script. And he cut it. And Colin Trevorrow actually asked Ryan Johnson to, make them meet up, even though they already had met up, parallel universe there, and put it back in, and he just did the same thing that JJ did, I assume.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, it's I know it's similar to Han and Leia. There's going to be something there between them. She's the girl, and he's the hot Jedi. He's the hot Han Solo cocky pilot. There's going to be something there, and JJ is like, no. So yes, I think he put Zori Bliss in there because from what. Yes.
So people don't go into the movies expecting that, right? They're really working on debunking stuff, right? They debunked Finn Ray, they debunked Storm Pilot. People can still ship it and love it and write lovely fan fiction and do lovely fan art, but some people were expecting that it was going to be in the movie, and so I agree with you that Zori is there as a love interest, so people don't go with false expectations, right? It makes a lot of sense. And speaking of which, we're going to talk about our wish list, and we're not going to talk about our wish list. Because I was saying, you said, right, that somebody said, oh, it's going to be Poe, her love interest, because it's like Han. And then I said, well, but Rey's not like Leia, but who's like Leia? Wait a minute. Poe is like Leia. Because in the first movie, he sends a message to a droid. He does a lot of plot beats, Leia's plot beats from A New Hope. Poe does. So I said, we're like, oh, what about the metal bikini? Are we gonna see Poe in a metal bikini?
No. Shirtless Poe. Yes, please.
We could have shirtless Poe, right? No metal bikini, but shirtless at least. Oh, come on. It doesn't look like it. I don't think it looks like, because he's so dressed. And he even has the thing. But yeah. Anyway.
You know what? I'm fine with him in the Nathan Drake outfit.
Yes.
He looks stunning.
Yes.
I mean, wow. Oh, Oscar Isaac. Like when I first saw him in the trailer, I've never really been into Poe that much, but when I saw him in that trailer, I was like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, me too.
I get it.
I was like it. He looked good in The Last Jedi with the black jacket and everything, but
I disagree. I think he looked downright evil in some of the scenes wearing that black jacket. It was actually terrifying.
Really?
Especially, yeah. No, I didn't find that attractive at all, so it's nice that he might have calmed down
I thought he had such a lovely chemistry with Leia, and he was so cute, and the two of them were so cute, it was nice to see. But yeah, he looks super hot, and that's why I think JJ has to have another love interest. Otherwise, people who still think that Kylo is just the villain, they see the main character and they see this super hot guy, and they are gonna come to conclusions. They're still coming to conclusions, but yeah, you're right. He looks super hot.
Yeah, and I'm actually really looking forward to his little story with Zori Bliss, because she seems awesome. I love her outfit, and Oscar Isaac has said that there's some hurt there. So I'm really looking forward to finding out what that could be.
Yeah.
And also it also might mean that Poe has a bit of a shady past before he joins the Resistance.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's like a spice smuggler on a kimchi. So it would be really interesting to what if Poe was that in his very early years, or he was an explorer and came across her and had adventures with her. It's so exciting.
It is.
And I really hope they explore it in a novel or in some comic books.
Yeah, actually, I think we're gonna have a lot of material of him after the Rise of Skywalker, and I think it's gonna be cool, and novels or maybe comics, and it's gonna be really cool.
I want my Disney Plus Poe Dameron spin-off, thank you very much.
And we're not going to have Finn in it, because John Boyega doesn't want to... I'm sorry. See, we're not going to have Finn, because John Boyega already said, don't Disney Plus me, because, he's so much better than Ian McGregor, for example, or Jon Favreau, and he's better than Pedro Pascal, so good for him that he can choose. I'm sorry, it's just with the Kelly Marie Tran thing. I'm just so upset.
Oh. I get it.
Yeah, but but maybe if they do something like that, it's gonna be cool. But there are so many projects right now for Disney Plus. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Disney, if you're listening, Poe Dameron spin-off with Hooks as the villain. That'll be so cool.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, and with Zuri, okay, I love it. So speaking of Hooks, according to the leaks that we still kind of not believe this. You see, the parts that make sense are the parts that are in the trailer, and then there's some crazy parts that we're not sure. So according to the leaks, Hux is gonna help the Resistance, which is just kind of interesting, but kind of weird in the way they said. And then he dies, which is sad. So tell me what you think about it.
No. That's what I think of. Hooks hates the Resistance. Like, can you all remember, right, how that Nazi, filled speech, he was practically, slobbering at the idea of firing Starkiller Base on them. I mean, what the heck? And then, he's, oh my god, Donald Gleason, he knocked out of the park with TLJ. Like, the bloodthirsty looks on his face as the Resistance ships die down.
Yes.
He is evil.
Yes.
He is evil. And I'm sorry, I know it says because he hates Kylo more, but I do not see Hooks siding with the Resistance to overthrow Kylo. It goes completely against his character. I think he would rather split the First Order. He would go through First Order channels to overthrow Kylo, not the Resistance.
Yeah.
Unless, and this is my wish list, unless he was saving his secret Resistance lover Poe. And there you go. Now it begins to make sense. I mean, come on.
I love your theory. I never saw it, but now that you said it, I'm like, Poe Hux, of course.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We all heard that little thing at the beginning of The Last Jedi. I was like, yeah, I see it. So I'm it's only a crack ship, guys. I'm joking, but oh my god, it would be hilarious.
But that's a cool theory, right? That Hux betrays the First Order to save his lover. I like that. It's poetic and it's emotional.
Ginger pilot for the win.
And by the way, he's been absent from all the marketing, right? So I think he's gonna play a very small part, which is sad.
Well, it's weird because Donald Gleason has been put in the For Your Consideration Best Supporting Actor category.
He's such a nice actor, unless JJ is punishing him for when he dropped the name of Starkiller Base.
No.
That's why he's like,
oh, come on, JJ.
I don't know, because he's such a nice actor.
Well, I think if he plays a small role, it would kind of be sad because you can tell Rian Johnson was upping him up for a big thing in The Last Jedi. That glare he gives to Kylo at the end of The Last Jedi, oh my god. Yes. Like, he wants to stick a knife in his back right there. So, I think, but the trouble with that is, Rian Johnson kind of, messed up a little bit, I think. I mean, on one hand, you have the evil, nasty, conniving Hooks. But on the other hand, you kind of have the ridiculous clown-like Hooks that everyone makes fun of. Poe makes fun of him. Snoke makes fun of him. Kylo makes fun of him. The Resistance, not the Resistance, the First Order generals make fun of him. And that just destroys any ounce of credibility he has. With the fact that he's shown as a really incompetent general in The Last Jedi. So, I really think that General Pride was created as a substitute for that because they probably thought, Hooks was too much of a clown. In The Last Jedi, we can't use him as the major villain, so they created Pride instead.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's a pity. I love Donald Gleason. I think his acting is super good. And
it is. Yeah. He's terrifying, and it's so sad because you had that you had that really intense rivalry between the two of them, all throughout the last two movies. And if it doesn't come, to a major head, then it's just going to feel wasted, and I think that's what's going to happen because of the way Rian Johnson betrayed the character in The Last Jedi. It's sad, but it's just the way it is.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say betray. I think, let's say, took in a new direction. I guess he didn't want to. But I agree that there was a rivalry that was explored in both movies between him and Kylo. It almost looked like a sibling rivalry, right? Because Snoke was a father figure to Kylo as well, which it would be cool to come to a certain resolution, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you even have it in the comics in the Age of Resistance hook.
Yes. So, okay, so what about Leia? What do you think happens to her? I know they had to adapt to what they had.
I don't know. I don't know. It's so hard. I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean... I really would have liked to have known what their original idea for Leia was and how she would have been involved in Kylo's redemption. I really, really hope that we know she's going to die, and I really, really hope we see Kylo break down and, just, I guess be sorry that she's dead, she's dead, and he never got the chance to make anything up to her, and, all these complex emotions, because it's going to really, really endear him to the general audience if he breaks down over his mum's death, But
yes, and I want to see some connection between them, mother and son, even if it's just through the Force. I want to see that.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'd love that. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and now, what do you think we will have some kind of Anakin in the movie?
Personally, I know. I'm sorry, guys. Personally, I don't want it. I hate Force ghosts. I really, really do, and I don't think, I don't.
But it could be a vision. There could be so many 1,000 different ways to incorporate him, and it's about his influence on, like. Kylo starts out idolizing him, and there's his mask, and there's, so I really think I know that the leaks don't mention him, maybe as a voice, right? But among a bunch of ghosts. But we don't know if the leaks are true. But I would still like to see something of him, a little bit.
You know what would be cool? Maybe if Kylo has a moment, just like thinking about what he's done. There was a scene in a Star Wars Legend comics called Star Wars Legacy, where a descendant of Luke Skywalker, Cade Skywalker, had abandoned the Jedi Order after it was destroyed by the Sith again, and he was, I think, if I remember correctly, he was on drugs, but that's beside the point. He sees Mara Jade and he sees Anakin Skywalker, and they talk to him. I think I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was about his failures or something. And you know what? It would be really cool if Kylo sees a vision of Anakin after the Vader helmet is destroyed, and maybe finds out the truth about his granddad, that he was redeemed.
Yeah, I would love it, and that's another thing that a lot of people want, and a lot of people are bummed that's not in the leaks, but we don't know how true the leaks are. And there was that, remember that Hayden Christensen and Ian McDermott were gonna do a conference that was cancelled, and he was at Celebration in 2017, 2016, I don't remember.
2017 and 2019.
Yeah. No, not 2019.
I'm sure.
No.
I'm sure he was, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Oh my God, I forgot. It's because I went to the panel. The only panel I went, he wasn't, because it was for episode 1, right? So he wasn't. Anyways, so he was at. You see, you have this actor that goes to Celebration. Everybody cheers on him. It would be very weird not to use him. But we don't know, right?
We shall see.
We don't know. And don't trust those leaks. They change. They're going to still change. And after having been changed like 10 times they're gonna say, see, we are right. It's like, no, you changed it. Like even like some weeks ago it was completely different, and then they changed. It's like, no, of course, I mean, which is fine if they didn't say, no, this is the whole truth. If they said, this is what I have, I'm not sure about the other parts, it would have been perfect. Okay, it's like, oh, now I have more information. But anyways, is there any other character that you want to talk about, you want to predict? Or...
Luke.
Oh, Luke. We're going to have Luke because he's nominated for Best Supporting Actor, right?
Ooh. Question is, like how will he be used in it? I mean, I think it's just maybe a Force Ghost giving advice. Yeah. But does he, that line where it says 1,000 generations now live in you, does he say that to Rey? Does he say it to Kylo? Or does he say it to both?
He probably says to Rey, because everything is to Rey. No, yeah. Anyways, I think...
I would really like it if it was to both, but especially to Kylo, because they need a resolution, man. Come on.
Do. And I like that he says, like, the confronting fears, the path. I think we're gonna have a really cool scene of him, that we're gonna have lots of quotable quotes and stuff for us to remember. I think it's gonna be wonderful.
I hope so. I am a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I think it's gonna be fine, and I'm really happy. I'm gonna be happy to see him as well, and it makes sense for the Master, right, to come back as a Force Ghost, so it's gonna be cool. Is there any other actor and any other character that you want to talk about?
Oh God. No, I mean, Lando will be back. I think, I hope Lando has a scene with Kylo as well, because I think he would be a good substitute for Leia with, unfortunately, with Carrie now gone. So, yeah, he's a family friend. Right? He knows Han, he knows Leia, he knows Luke. And it would be really lovely if he said something along the lines of, like, I know your parents loved you. Yeah, I know, I would cry.
Oh. It would. I mean, I hope that's the case. I hope they didn't bring him just for nostalgia. That's what I thought when they brought him. It was like, oh, he's gonna kind of fill Leia's shoes. And I really loved Lando when I watched Empire Strikes Back when I was a kid, because he was that character that is like, oh my God, I can understand him, like complex, and you're like, you understand him.
See, Lando had a redemption and lived.
Yeah. But you didn't just. I can kind of see he had no choice, right? There was his city and everything, so he's a lovely character, and yeah. So I'm gonna be.
Yeah, it's so nice to see him back.
But I actually, I'm not sure that he's gonna be used like that. I would love to. That's why I wasn't thinking of speculating about him. I think
if they don't, it'll be a huge wasted opportunity.
Yes.
I think for both characters.
Yeah, but they might waste tons of opportunities, so I don't know. Okay, is there any other character you want to talk about?
C-3PO. Is he going to live or is he going to die?
Oh, I trust the leaks on that. That's a very good... it makes sense. So basically, the leaks say that R2-D2 restore his memory. That makes sense. Wow.
I hope so. I hope so. We can't lose C-3PO.
Well, who cares? They erased his memories after the prequels and nobody said anything. Why not erase again? But they're not going to erase them. Okay, so, but... the one who cannot have the memories erased is R2-D2. He's the one. He knows everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, C-3PO, I think it's gonna be cute, and yeah. And it's funny that people are like, no! But you see, he had his memories erased before. Nobody said a word. And, okay, so is there any other character you wanna talk about?
No, but I'd like to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What would your ideal ending be?
Ideal ending? I would love for Poe to take on Leia's shoes. I think I would love for Kylo and Rey to be together, but in a way that's not comfortable. I mean, how can I say that? In a way that's not so great, They're together, but maybe they're far away or something. Maybe they go to that Tatooine, that grave place. That would make sense, that so they're together, they can restart, but in many ways it's not perfect. So I think that would be the ending for me.
I kind of get what you're saying. I think what you mean is, Kylo survives. Please, JJ, please do not kill him, I beg you. He survives, but and of course he rescues the Resistance, but because he survived, there's got to be consequences, right? Mm-hmm. So he's probably exiled from the Resistance, which I could see, but if excuse me, I know you've not seen the BBC adaptation of North and South with Richard Armitage, but I would love it if we had a similar ending to that, because what happens is so Margaret is going back to London, and what's his name, Thornton is going back to Milton, and they on trains, and they stop in the middle, and they have like a little reunion, like a really little romantic reunion, and Margaret decides to not go back to London, and to leave her family behind in London and go back to Milton with him. It's a really lovely scene because they kiss and it's so romantic, and then she suddenly breaks away, and he thinks he's goes back to the train, and he thinks that she's not going to come back with him, so he turns to go on his train, and then you see her reflection in the window, and he turns round and he says, "Oh, you're coming with me," and she does, and they get on the train together. And I would love that if Kylo is preparing a ship to go into exile, and he sees Rey, and he says, and they say, I'm coming with you, you're not alone, neither are you. Kind of a callback to that. Ooh. I would love it. I would love it.
It actually makes sense, you see, because the track is Farewell, and it has kind of a melancholic tone, but then in the end it's kind of happy, so maybe. Maybe.
And they fly the Millennium Falcon together.
Yes, I would love for Kylo to fly the Millennium Falcon. It would be amazing. I really hope they can do something like that that's hopeful and everything. But then... Yeah.
To anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, please go and watch North and South. It's amazing. Or even just go and look up the ending to see what I'm talking about. It's a lovely ending.
Where can you see it? Is it on Netflix? Where can we watch it?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Mm-hmm. Or if you just want to see the ending, it's on YouTube, I think.
I'll look at it.
Please go and watch it.
I think I'll look at it. Okay, so that sounds cool. And well, I mean, in terms of speculation, I would say not to trust the leaks. And at the end of the day, the idea is to go there and enjoy. We're going to have wonderful music. Like I said, I think that music is John Williams found the formula for crying. We're all going to cry because the music makes you cry. They could put whatever there. And it's going to be music, and, it's going to be wonderful. And whatever happens at the end of the day, it's characters, and we can imagine something different, but I don't think they're going for a sad ending. That's not what it sounds like.
No, and where's the hope? Where's the forgiveness? Where that's not the themes of Star Wars. To have, even Kathleen Kennedy said that Kylo was like one of those young men who had lost their way and gone to join one of those terrorist groups, and if he wants to come back, and yet if he dies, that's not, that's just, like I said, that's basically saying, oh, you can't come back and try and build your life and try and make it up to the people you betrayed. Nope, you have to die, and there's no other way. It's a horrible, horrible ending, and it goes completely against the themes of Star Wars, in my opinion, especially as Kylo is a young man. Going from boyhood to adulthood, and Rey, who was going from girlhood to adulthood. Yeah. For her to end up alone after she's been abandoned. I'm sorry. Who thinks this is a good ending? I mean, if they are real, I'm sure I'm missing context. But wow, what a garbage ending.
Again, we don't know, right? So let's chill. We don't know. Go to the movies and we watch it. And, I think we have to trust what they've been saying, and trust that, they've been wanting to do something that audiences like. And, most people don't want Ben to die, for example. And also most people don't want Rey to take the Skywalker name for herself and be alone, right? For various reasons. Just, you know, so even like the haters who hate it, you know, people who are like, call her Mary Sue and stuff, they're gonna be totally pissed at that. So, I mean, so I really think, and also the soundtrack, it's more hopeful than that. So,
I would like to say this, actually. Let's just say, for speculation's sake, that my theory about Rey and Kylo's ending is true. It would totally fit with what Daisy Ridley has said, that Rey chooses her own family and that her belonging is with Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. Not just...
Not two droids on a planet.
Oh yeah, it's an improvement. No, yeah, and I think we have to just relax and go and watch it. And you know, if we're gonna be mad or upset after we watch the movie, and
we will definitely record an episode on our reactions.
Oh
good
yeah,
or bad.
For sure. We're going. I'm gonna go off social media. I'm not gonna watch leaks anymore. What I suggest for people is to read other stuff, to watch other stuff. I was talking to Mary that I was watching The Dragon Prince recently, and I loved it. The first season is not that great, and it doesn't have any interesting romance. But, oh my God, the villains are so complex. You've been watching His Dark Materials.
His Dark Materials, yeah, I love it. Ruth Wilson's character, oh my God, I love to hate her.
Oh.
I love to hate her. And she has a really interesting relationship with the young girl protagonist as well. It's super fun to watch. It's kind of like almost like you see fairy tale elements with it, with you know, the young female protagonist and the older matriarch villainess, but it's so, you know, but it's like in an adult. I know the books are for children, but come on, I think it's too complex for younger children. I think it's more for adults.
I don't think they're for children. I mean, they sell for children, but I don't think they're for children. No,
it's too complex, and yeah, she is great. You know, so I recommend that.
Yeah, like I said, I read it, but I didn't like the end of the first book, so I'm not. Watch the end of the first season. If you keep watching, I might trust you. So yeah,
I'll definitely let you know.
Let me know. Okay, so that's it for now, right, Mary?
It is. I mean, I just want to say something. You know, thank you to all our listeners. You know, like no matter what happens in next week when the movie comes out, it's been so amazing to create content with you. And Denise, it's been so amazing to work with you and Lee.
Aww.
And yeah, it's been I can't put it into words how wonderful it's been. So thank you, everyone. We hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this journey as much as I did.
Oh yeah, thank you all for watching us and leaving wonderful comments and, you know, making it so much fun. You're right, Mary, and it's been a lot of fun doing this with you guys. And we're gonna be around, right, to talk about other stuff. There's tons of great stuff coming. So see you after the Rise of Skywalker. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Remember that you can also listen to us on SoundCloud and iTunes. And you can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. That's it, right? Yeah.
Instagram.
Instagram, damn it. Yeah, okay. Instagram. And thank you very much for listening. And may the Force serve you well.
May the Force serve you well.